Well, after a good first quarter, things went very much downhill after that. And give the Bucks credit, they played hard. They played with a high compete level. We did some good things early. I don't think we were playing with the kind of intensity we needed to, even when we had the lead. And so we paid a price. I haven't watched the film yet, so I don't have a total view of it. But we weren't. We just didn't play with the consistent compete level we needed to, and so I'll take responsibility for that. I didn't have these guys ready the way they needed to be ready to play this game.
And you haven't watched tape back yet, but 31 points in the first quarter, and then 36 in the second and third combined. Did Bucks change something defensively? What did you see on offense that you guys really slowed down in those 2 frames?
They picked up their intensity. There were times when we had some good shots, but I got to look at the context with which the shots happened. But this series is about defense, and having them get to 115 and us 92. Our defense needed to be better. Our rebounding needed to be better. At halftime, we had 7 out of 19 loose balls, and that's just that's just not close to being good enough. So we're going to have to do a lot better.
You said the intensity seemed to be missing even when y'all were winning there in the first quarter.
I haven't watched it yet. I just we were hitting shots, and I think there was maybe a bit of false sense that we were in better shape than what we were. So, and sometimes you can get up a few points and feel like you're in good shape, and then they hit us with some waves of runs, and it was tough.
What do you think they did particularly well? I guess for one thing on Pascal and just generally anybody to try to get the ball in the ring.
I don't want to get into like a thing about individual guys. That's just not how we play. And when we're successful, we move it. We move the ball unconditionally. We cut. We drive. We share. And there were stretches in the first quarter, in the first half, where there was too much isolation. There was some non-paint touch shots that were ill-advised. We turned it over, so we weren't good enough, Other than the first quarter, the rest of it was not good.
Coach, it seems like in game one and tonight, the common theme was aggressive physical defense by the Bucks. Obviously, the way you guys played fast, free-flowing, how were they able to slow you guys down in the second half? Scored only 36 points in that.
Yeah, I have to watch it to give you a complete answer. But I thought one of the problems we had was that even when we got stops, we weren't pushing the ball with the kind of pace and speed that we need to. So, we got to look at all that. But it's it's a long series. Now we're going to Game 6, and we're going back home. So, we got to get prepared for Thursday.
Talk about that pace and speed. Was that kind of what you were looking for in the second half? You turned to Isaiah for the first time in a bit, 3 guards. Was it more offensive? What were you kind of searching for in those moments?
Energy, and some rim pressure, from Isaiah, and some running and stuff like that. And I like how he went in the game. He was combative. It's tough. He goes in, and they're in the midst of a strong run. But I liked his disposition. I liked his approach. He's been a guy that's competed hard and consistently all year, and had a lot of important moments for us. So he was ready, and we'll take a close look at it, and see what we need to do for Game 6.
Tie 31 in the first quarter for you guys, and then only I think 36 across the next 2 quarters combined. What changed for you offensively? Did they change something defensively? What do you think of that?
Yeah, they did some a little different. They switched the matchups and stuff, but we just got stagnant, stopped making shots, stopped playing our brand of basketball, and ultimately, kind of fell into the way they play, a little bit of a slower pace than we do, and they controlled the pace tonight. I mean, hell of a game for a lot of guys on their team, so kudos to them for coming out and being ready, and we got to be ready for next game.
They're smaller and switching more with those lineup changes too. How do you get into the paint and keep playing the way you want to play when they're doing that?
Just attack. I felt like myself, I could be better getting downhill. Us as a group, we got a little stagnant. Holding the ball and playing a little slower. And, when teams switch, it can kind of lull you into that. So, we got to be better there. I'll be better there. But a hell of an opportunity next game in game 6 back at home. So, got to be prepared for that.
How are you feeling just overall right now?
I'm good.
Good, okay.
Yeah.
So, game 1, similar, you guys lost. Is it going to be somewhat of a similar message within the locker room heading into this next one?
I think we just got to understand that, they're a team that's on the brink of their season being done, and they're playing desperate, they're playing hard, as they should be, and we at the end of the day they outcompeted us tonight. They played harder, played better. They kind of just dominated us in every facet of the game tonight. So we got to be better. Starts with me and that first group, but we just got to be better top to bottom.
Ty, you've seen these guys 10 times this season. Do you expect any more changes in that lineup? The playoffs is all about the counters and counters to those counters, but just take me through your mindset right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some different looks over the course of this. Like you said, it's like the 10th time we've played them. Obviously they got two of their main guys not playing right now. Who knows what their status will be, in the next game. But we just got to be prepared for whatever. I think the focus is more on us and being who we are, and we just didn't do that today. So we got to be better in Game 6.
You mentioned some of those guys having great games, and Bev was able to get to the rim a good bit and kind of crush you guys up. So what did you think he did well offensively on top of how much of a pain he did defensively?
Yeah, he had a good night.
I think when you get in situations like that, when you get your offense going, it's easy to kind of have like a little bit of a lull. And I think defensively, it just obviously wasn't all there for us tonight. I think more than anything, you have to embrace, what's in front of you. No matter what happens, and I think that's been a word we use a lot throughout this series. And I think we're definitely looking forward to the challenge. We know nothing's going to be handed to us, nothing's going to be given to us. It doesn't matter who they have out there on the other side. They are the NBA players at the end of the day, and with the championship level experience. So we knew it wasn't going to be easy.
What made it difficult for you guys to get the ball in the paint? I think you only had 16 points in the paint in the first half, a little bit more. It seemed like you made a point to attack it in the second half. But what did you kind of do?
I think that was more us on ourselves as opposed to their defense. I think we settled, and I think their defense enticed us, to settle to some of those open-looking shots as opposed to those games where you have, 30 assists or 20, whatever it may be. That's when you're playing Pacers basketball. I think tonight we kind of got away from ourselves, and it showed. I think we had a low-scoring night. Well, they're two all-stars at that, so obviously they, require a level of attention. But more than anything, it doesn't really change our approach. You know what I mean? I think that you have to be conscientious of guys like that, but you can't change the way you play basketball. We got here by playing Pacers basketball, so we got to continue to play Pacers basketball, and I think that was, like I said, our problem tonight. We kind of got away from that.